Hello everyone, welcome back to Pink Room. Ada Pink Room Soulful conversation එක I don't know how soulful it's going to be. ඉතින් අද ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන guest ලා දෙන්නත් එක්ක මම හිතන්නේ අපිට ගොඩාක් edit කරන්න වෙයි, beep දාන්න වෙයි. මම highly suggest කරන ඔයගලන්ගේ පොඩි අයට පෙන්වන්න එපා මේ episode එක. මොකද අද ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන guest ලා දෙන්න absolutely brutally honest, witty and unfiltered. මේ දවස්වල පොපියුලර් පොඩ්කාස්ට් එකක් තමයි That's So Bro. මේකේ බ්‍රෝස්ලා දෙන්න තමයි අද ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. Hi. මේකේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකේ මම දන්නේ නැහැ මොනවද වෙන්නේ යන්නේ කියලා but
මේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකේ නම මොකක්ද?
Pink Room.
Best of luck to you.
අද අපි ඉන්නේ Pink Room එකේ.
Pink Room. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
This is Amandha and this is Yoshan. Yoshan සේල කෙනෙක්, එතකොට comedian, stand up comedian කෙනෙක්, වාට podcast එකක් තියෙනවා, තාම මොනවද කරන්නේ, content creator කෙනෙක්,
cosplay කරනවා, අම්මදත් එක්ක කන්න යනවා, අම්මගේ මුටි ගන්නවා, වයිෆ්ගෙන් බැනුම් අහනවා, තාම මොනවද උනේ?
ඒ ඔක්කොම වෙන්න මොකද වාට උනේ? අතර childhood trauma.
පොඩි කාලේ අම්මා මාව වටලා තියෙනවා දෙතුන් පාරක්.
Oh dear. So childhood trauma has created
Trauma has
created Yoshan. So what about Amandha? Amandha supermodel කෙනෙක්, social activist කෙනෙක්, එතකොට තාම මොනවද podcast එකක් කරනවා,
podcast එකක් කරනවා,
content creator.
content creator. Like that, I started to try to get into men's mental health advocacy.
Very
So,
important.
Yeah, and especially in a country like Sri Lanka, I
Yes.
think we should have to for us to have that. So I'm trying to get into that as well.
ළඟදී මේ ෆිල්ම් එකක් රිලීස් කරා mental health ගැන.
Film එක?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Abi me shot kalam him. So I directed it.
Short film you mean?
Short film.
Okay.
Yalu Katiak and Yoshan's house was featured in the film.
මම නෑ ෆිල්ම් එකේ.
Just the house.
Yoshan ke karak.
මම නෑ ෆිල්ම් එකේ. There's friends but I'm not there. No.
ඊළඟ එකට දෙන්න character
Next one, yeah. Next one. We're building up for next one. Yoshan. So yeah.
Wow, nice. So that brings me to the first question actually. දැන් අපේ ලංකාවේ world එකේ podcast තියෙනවා, social media platforms තියෙනවා. We empower women a lot.
Right.
So මට personally හිතලා තියෙනවා ගෑනු අය ගොඩක් empowered and strong වෙලා ඉන්නේ. Can men handle these empowered strong women? එතකොට on to the other side ඒ පිරිමි කට්ටියව empower කරන්න, I start with you.
Right.
පිරිමි කට්ටියව empower කරන්න, ඒතකොට mental health එක ගැන කතා කරන්න out and open platforms ඇතිද, මේ කරන දේ ඇතිද? වා හිතනවා is it enough?
The first part of it, even though I think that a lot of women have this empowering thing, I think now, if you take a guy trying to empower another guy, it seems to me to be something that's kind of very here and there. You don't get too many empowering things from what I've seen at least. And I think where that roots down to is the fact that Minnesota apita positive role models to look up to.
Wow.
And
That's
we
a
don't
good
know
point.
we don't know where exactly to go with that and who exactly to say, Hari, I want to be like this gentleman, because of his mannerisms and his characteristics. You can find athletes, but you can't find proper male role models, what I've found. And in the role models, they're kind of toxic. So that is that part of it. But I would also like to ask Yoshan, who lives with an empowered woman, what that is like.
Made my life easy.
I got you.
Like he was talking about men being empowered, right? So we come from a culture where everyone says walk it off. වැටුනාම අපි තාත්තා කියනවා walk it off ඔක මොකද්ද rapid and so ඒ වගේ childhood එකකින් එනකොට අපි හිතන්නේ that we are also fragile. We don't think about it. We never think I also can feel hurt. I also can feel the pain, because we are always brushing it off. So because of the lack of that foundation, we don't realize that men also need to be empowered. We always see female as the, okay, this is how we see ya. Women are not the weaker ones.
Opinions, please.
අපේ ඇස් දෙකෙන් පේන්නේ women look weaker, but they're not.
No, absolutely not.
They're not. They can do whatever we can, except some stuff. And I feel like an edit coming on.
So it's only been 5 minutes.
So then, because of that, we don't really think about the fact that we need to empower men. We think men are already empowered because we keep it into ourselves. We don't, like Amandha and me, if we hang out, we don't talk about issues, or we don't go to the core. It's all surface level. Machan, go over there, ye kya wala, you wala, it's all fun and games because we don't really get real, right? So then that whole empowering thing for men kind of doesn't exist. So that's why Amandha has started this whole advocate. He does a men's circle. You want to talk about that also?
Yeah, please talk about
so
that.
every other
Yeah.
Sunday, what I do is I get a couple of guys. Anybody can come.
If they are men.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Yoshan.
That's a necessity, I think,
Yeah.
nowadays.
And what we do is we give men the space to talk and vent in a very unjudged, safe space amongst a group of peers. So that, look, I think as men, we feel that we're very alone with our problems, right? And a burden I can't put onto anybody else. I can't tell my mother, I can't tell my father because they're my parents. I have to look after them. My siblings are doing their own thing, so I look after. But that's their thing.
Life of living quite desperation.
Yeah. That's
Joe
exactly.
Rogan says.
Exactly, right? Relationships wise, I know it's a 50-50 thing, but I feel that guys take a majority of it because at least as a lady, you might have other girls you can go and talk to. Whereas I've been
We
friends
always
with,
have.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, now Yoshan and I have been friends for God knows how long, for what, 15, 16 years. Tamat, it's a bit tough. Tamat is a bit tough for us to
Really open.
crack, straight into it. So what I do in the men's circle is, for a good 3 minutes, nobody else talks. You tell us how your last 2 weeks was. And AK, the first minute is very, like Yoshan said, very surface level stuff. And after that, it just goes boom, and then my job is like this. I think something happened to me. I feel like I want to take my own life.
So men do open up.
Men
in
do
that
open up in the men's
circle.
circle because you don't feel that judgment that you might otherwise feel from society in general.
අනිත් එක කවුරුත් කියන්නේ මටත් එහෙම වුණා. මචං මෙහෙම කරපන්. ඒ සර්කල් එකේ ඒව වෙන්නේ නැහැ. සර්කල් එකේ වෙන්නේ ඔයා කතා කරන්නේ කවුරුත් කතා කරන්නේ.
Yeah.
So එතකොට ඒක නිකම්ම ඕපන් වෙනවා. නැත්තම් අපි නිකන් ගල්තර මෙයා මට මොනවාද කියන මගේ මචං මෙහෙම කරන්න අයියෝ මටත් ඕක වුණා.
Yeah, that's so I don't ඒක trivialize වෙන්නේ. You know what I mean? So we take it for what it is. And if you want help, then you can ask us, then we'll come and help. But at the time, it's your thing. We'll accept it.
And also කවුරුද බයිට් කරන්නේ. No biting.
It's full serious.
Full serious.
Yoshan එන්නේ නැහැ.
Yoshan keep a while.
හරි අමාරුයි. But
Bite කරන්නේ.
but the thing is we have to respect everyone.
Understand. So, like as humans, we all have feminine and masculine side.
Why did
To
you
us.
point at me when you said feminine?
Because feminine and masculine.
No, masculine.
There's no pointing. Don't get too personal. Just I'm showing myself.
She said feminine, masculine.
Yeah.
masculine. So, then apita as women, then society due to lack of men not doing their part properly, kind of thing as well. We have to
Did she blame
take
us?
that sort of a masculine energy ka gun වෙනවා. So we are driving, we are doing a lot of things like by ourselves. එතකොට දැන් පිරිමික් අයට ඔය feminine energy you have it within you. You need it to survive. But then ඒක එන්නේ නැහැ එළියට. Emotions එන්නේ නැහැ. Like you really get that tough exterior. Let's for an example at a gym. Like you can't be open. Like if you come up with a අඬන කොල්ලෙක් ඇඬුවොත් එහෙම like even when you are small අම්මා එහෙම ඇඬුවොත් එහෙම පුතෙක් අඬන්නේ you're a son, why
Yeah.
are you crying? ඒක කොච්චර affect වෙනවද as an adult?
So much. It affects so much. Like මෑත් එකම ඉඳලා මම හැමදාම කියනවා let your emotions go. But ඒක පොඩි කාලේ ඉඳන් කියලා තියෙනවා. ඒක ඇතුලේ තියෙන්නේ. You can't cry. You can't feel bad. You're a man. You have to look after everyone. So whatever happens, ඒක පැත්තක දාලා වීලුවක් කියලා shape එකේ ඉන්නවා. But මම හිතනවා ඒක එකතු වෙලා කවදා හරි ඒක පුෆ් ගාලා ඒතර තමයි ඔය men circles or therapy වලට ගිහලා ඒව හදා ගන්න ඕනේ. But now I see in the new generation, right? New generation, new parents, I see that they are allowing their kids to have emotions. පොඩි කොල්ලෙක් අඬනකොට අයි මොකක්ද උනේ? ඇඬුවට කමන්නේ. Stuff like that. අපේ කාලේ මේ ඕක මොකක්ද? අයියෝ ඕක මොකක්ද? අඬන්න එපා. ඕ අඬන්න දේවල් නෙමෙයි.
I think ඒක දෙපැත්තක් තියෙනවා. I think right now, like Yoshan said, there's a record level of people internationally going to therapy. But despite that, suicidal tendencies, dependence on drugs,
Mhm.
is also at an all-time high. So what is happening, from what at least I see, is the therapists are saying, Hari, you should be able to manage your emotions and all that. But what we're doing is we trauma dump onto another person, saying, Hari, this is my burden, now it's your burden. Or
Relationship.
So yeah, exactly. That is exactly what
Cracks.
happens, right? So I think where we tend to go wrong is the feminine energy in a man is to, for me at least, is to be able to sympathize, empathize, and be vulnerable in a moment, even with my partner or with my friends, whatever it is. It is your ability to able to embrace all those emotions, but also be in control of them. Just because you feel angry doesn't mean say, oh, and smash something. So for me, being 100% masculine is being comfortable in both your feminine energy and your masculine energy. If you watch a sad movie and you cry, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You're a sensitive person. There's nothing wrong with that. It is just that, like Yoshan said, we were brought up in a society that says, you're a boy, don't cry. Even if you fall, brush it off, you're on the go. Right now, that might be cracked a bit more, where we get to see a more vulnerable side of guys. But I fear that if you do not take charge of your emotions and let it run amok and start trauma dumping onto everybody else, that's going to be another epidemic of this whole thing's going to circle right back to us.
So what is the film that made you cry?
There's a cartoon called Wild Robot or something.
Oh yeah.
That came out recently. And AK, it's about this spoilers. AK, it's about this.
Spoilers.
It's about this robot.
Calave.
And it doesn't understand. It's programmed to help humanity, but it crash lands somewhere there. A Calave, it doesn't understand what these animals are doing and saying. So it, I think, takes about a month or a year to understand what the animals are saying. And it tries to teach this baby goose to fly.
Oh.
The goose's mother is left.
The goose's mother, this robot killed. That's a spoiler. And they
I said left. So.
And they Antima Velave, I think the baby goose is ashamed of this robot, but Antima it says hi mom or something. And I was like, well, that's it. And then it
What about you? What film made you cry?
When I was a kid,
No.
Now.
Last month.
I'm not getting chance to watch a movie.
That makes
Last-
me cry.
Cry? Yeah, seriously. Last one was The Curious Case of Benjamin.
Oh, Ben.
You cried because you didn't understand the movie.
No, because I understood the depth of it.
The
Sure.
depth of it.
Yes.
We believe
the
you. We
depth.
believe you.
Actually, you start. You shut up. Get off.
I had
No,
a friend.
then in the first question he asked why Pink Room is black.
My friend cried for Tenet because he didn't understand what I was.
Oh, yeah.
I kept explaining. This is what's happening. I don't want to watch this anymore.
What makes you cry, Yoshan?
Cutting onions. Cleaning my daughter's diapers.
Fair enough.
It's fine.
Oh, it is strong.
එහෙම අනිත් අඬන එක හොඳයි
Hold on,
නේද?
yeah. At
Like,
least you're letting the
yeah.
emotions out.
letting
I think
some
I
sort of-
probably cried for the Lion King.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, yeah.
I mean,
We all
recently also.
cried for the Lion King when the lion died.
This
I
is like
know-
2 days ago.
I like 2 days ago. I know Mufasa's going to die, and still I've cried.
Cried, yes. It's a childhood trauma for us, like, that movie.
But I still love it. All right, let's go for the next question, please.
I'm trying to make them emotional.
All
The
therapeutic now.
soulful conversation. එකක් ඇත්තටම ආව නේද? I didn't realize it is soulful.
අපි මාර soulful කට්ටිය.
ඒකනේ. That's so bro.
That's so, bro.
Oh,
That's
interesting. So next question actually, relationship mistakes women do. කියන්නේ
Everything.
women do that pushes men away.
Okay.
It's a tricky one.
Do you want to ask the guy who's married?
We'll start with you.
Prior
No, because my marriage is on the line, so you have nothing on the line.
Oh my God, I'll save this marriage. Relationship mistakes girls do. I think, I'm not too sure if this is applicable in Sri Lanka, but I think because we nurture this independent women role, that tends to also spill over to the fact that some women might feel that they can't depend on a guy. And I feel nowadays
that's a really good
there's
point.
a lot of trust issues here and there. So now you have to play games. You say this, but you mean this, and I'm supposed to be able to read that and reply with this so that I can get this. It's an entire game. Yeah.
could get
So,
complicated.
I think are a killing but like what they mean about it. It's an entire mental loop, at least for me. Your chance, are you okay?
This is happening to me in Sri Lanka, okay, not in abroad. I have to mind read my wife. She's angry with me in the morning. I have no idea why she's angry with me. And if I ask her why she's angry with me, she gets more angry. So I would feel like having better communication, I guess. And also, sometimes after we cool down, it's good to talk about what happened rather than just like, oh, it happened, let's run away from it. And they always say that men should open up and talk about things. When we do, don't throw it back at us when we are in a bad position again, because that is something that I have seen females do. Like when there's arguments, they'll be like, no, that day you felt like this, and throw it back again. She knows it. She knows what I'm talking about.
Yoshan is men's soccer more than anybody else.
She knows what I'm talking about. She's like, oh yeah, I did that.
We do that.
Yeah,
But
we
you
do
know-
that.
No, it's common. It's
Yeah,
common.
Yeah,
with
but
us.
that's something that can really hurt a man.
Yeah. So that's why we need to hear from you.
Like
So we
especially
know.
Yeah, Yoshan.
when a man is like mentally down, like a bad day at work, or something with his family, he comes home to his wife and he's expecting peace and comfort, and the wife is also doing dumping on him. That's difficult, because usually, I don't know, for me, I find my peace with my wife. I find, dude, you don't have a vagina.
We had a franchise called That's So Bro. I'm so sorry if you watched it up now. Thank you so much. We're done.
All right, so
Why
what I
did
have
you get
with,
so offended?
what I have, what I
Masa,
have,
all these years.
what I have with Amandha
Please.
is a friendship. We're not in any other situationship. What I have with my wife is more than friendship.
Aww.
Thanks so much. I'm so
She's
glad I
winning.
came to this fact.
He's
This guy is talking like he's never dated anyone and treated her better than me. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Very uncomfortable silence.
Yeah, so what about you? What do you think that men do that push women away?
Are you
Sometimes
putting me on the spotlight?
Focus on this. Focus on this. Done,
Boundaries, man. Pushing boundaries.
I
Like
think guys push the girls, but it's the other way around.
pushing my boundaries.
Okay.
done. What do you mean? Like, give me an example.
I can't give you exact examples, but
With the names also.
No.
And Instagram handle.
and the attachment styles matters as well. Like
Right.
somebody's so anxious and too obsessive, not giving that space, sort of would I think that also depend on the person.
Yeah.
Some girls would love it, that attention, some wouldn't. I would run away.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just the attachment style. But when it comes to what we were talking about earlier, I think Ganu Kattiya, we completely did it in English. Sinhala katha
Ganu
karana.
Ganu Kattiya මොකද්ද කියන්නේ?
Ganu Kattiya.
You said Ganu Kattiya, I started laughing, so I'm scared.
You don't need to understand us. That's a fact. Just listen.
කාටවත් තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ.
තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ කොහොමද?
කාටවත් ඔයා Ganu Kattiya තේරෙන්නේ
තේරෙන්නේ
නැහැ.
නැහැ. The answer is just listen.
Survive.
That at least show that you are listening.
Right. I think that's
Yeah.
where guys also go wrong. අපිට තියෙන්නේ problem solution.
Yeah, you get the hammer, you want to fix it.
Yeah.
එච්චරයි.
No. Just chill back,
Right.
listen, and
Nod.
even though you don't understand, like pretend that you understand. That's one point.
Right.
The other point, Amandha
I
short term
understand.
memory
I
loss.
understand.
I understand.
I understand.
We understand
And-
very well.
Then the other point is okay, darling. It really works.
Okay, darling.
Okay, darling.
Oh, one
So let's say, for an example,
Put it in a message
if I
like
say, if your wife says, I want this and this and this, you say, okay, darling. Then she start feeling, oh, did I ask him too much? It's a woman's thing, our thing.
Oh.
I'm cracking a little code. I should not do that. Then we feel like, we've given you, like, we've troubled you. Like, if it's convenient for you, then you can bring. It's
Okay,
fine.
darling.
Then, okay, darling.
Okay, darling.
Then if you want, you bring. If you don't want, you don't bring.
Ah.
So we have given that option on the table to you.
Okay.
I'm making your life easier. Anyway, back to the show.
Okay.
The name of this episode should be Okay, darling.
Okay, darling. So, what are the red flags? දැන් අපි පිරිමි කට්ටිය අපි නම් දන්නවා red flags ඕගලන්ගේ.
Right.
We know we have decoded, we know
එකක්
everything.
කියන්න එකක් කියන්න එකක් අපේ රෙඩ් ෆ්ලැග් අපේ ෆ්ලැග් එක කොළම කොළයි
ඔය දෙන්නගෙන මගෙන් common red flags. So what are the common red flags you see in women? දැන් අද side එක ගැන අපි කතා කරමු. සිංහලෙන් කියන්න.
once a month they hoist it no
Beep.
Right, okay. I think the trust issue thing, but you can't blame them saying all trust issues in Hindu, I can't trust you either, because that comes from somewhere else. But the red flags I see is because so Hollywood and Tollywood and Collywood and the movies they make are so overly romanticized
So true.
that generally in a girl's eyes, Prince Charming Kianne, he has to be tall and handsome and this and that.
Good dancer.
Thank you. Can never do anything wrong. Can never have a difference of opinion. If there's a chance that you have to choose between the girl and the job or something, you have to choose the girl. Despite whatever problems your family and your siblings and your dying mother will depend on you, everyone that. And I think because girls tend to view that in a very rose-tinted lens, that expectations thrown on the guys saying, I ought to marry. And that is kind of an unfair comparison because we don't really live in that world. I think that is one of the main issues you have.
Yeah, I think social media is
One of the
responsible
biggest ones.
problems. Like even if you do a content, the majority of people don't know the work behind it,
Yeah.
right? Like even there's a very intimate uh, content.
Yeah.
You still have to put up a camera,
Lighting
timing,
on
lighting.
Script writing on it.
Yeah.
Either aesthetic on it. I've done this, bro. I'll tell you. Either you have to be able to establish that with your partner.
Exactly.
Hari angles ගන්නත් ඕනේ. Retake ගන්නත් ඕනේ. ඒක හරිය නැත්නම් මේක හරියට ගන්නත් ඕනේ. So there's a lot that you don't really see in that moment.
අරගොල්ලෝ දකින්නේ දැන් අමන්ද මෙයත් එක මාර loving ඉන්න. So I also want a boyfriend like
Like,
Amandha.
exactly, yeah.
Mm.
And where that goes wrong is අර මගේ තියෙන false එක and problems එක මම පෙන්නන්නේ නැහැ, obviously. Right?
Obviously.
Even content creation. අපි edit කරලා audio retake කරලා ඒක ඔක්කොම කරලා. You just see one final product. So that's I think the nonsensical thing.
So from a married man's perspective.
well බැන්දර පස්සේ ඉතින් ඔක්කොම green flag තමයි නැත්තම් පුටු
Please,
සෝෆා එකේ
yeah,
තමයි
yeah, කියන්න පාෂා නෝකම කියන්න.
සෝෆා තමයි නිදාගන්න එන්නේ මේ හැබැයි මේ බදින්න කලින්
Crazy red flags da kana
yeah, we have had බදින්න කලින් I have had some very nice red flags. The main thing similar to what he said is they want it their way. The ගෑනු කට්ටිය කවදාත් හිතන්නේ මිනිහාට මොකක්ද ඕනේ. I wanted this. I don't care that you, because they've been pampered by their father. You know, like if you have that kind of a girl, so they expect the same treatment from the boyfriend, and you have to, you know, leave everything run to them, and whatever they want, you have to service them. And the moment you miss one, they compare to some other one or their friend's boy, or they will do that. Why are you not doing? You're not making effort. The thing is, I also feel that is growth. As that lady matures, she realized that men also have wants, and then she will change. I think so. But at that time, we were younger, and that was one of the biggest red flags. Like we were basically like servants. Yeah, and then at one point, actually, it was Amandha, you are like this woman's servant, you know. And then I take a step back and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm not getting anything from this. It's a one-way relationship, you know. So that is one of the biggest red flags. But I feel that is with the younger girls. But as they grow up and experience life, they understand that men are also humans. Yeah, we also have wants. Yeah? No, Amandha?
Yeah.
We have needs. We like, you know, to eat. We like to sleep. We like to laugh, you know. So it should be a two-way thing. The more that the thing is a two-way, the less red the flag is.
Nice. It's really nice to hear from your side of the story.
For once අපි හිනාවෙත් නැහැ, joke කරෙත් නැහැ. Serious
මාර
conversation.
soulful conversation එකක් වෙලා මේක.
දැන් ඔක්කොම කසනවා ඒක කියනකොට.
රෑෂක් යනවා.
රෑෂක් කියනවා. දැන් අපි වීලක් කරමු.
දැන් red flags ගැන මම කතා කරන්න ස්පෙෂල්ම රීසන් එක අමන්ද. දැන් for men අපිට තියෙන අර very specific red flags වලට අමතරව නිකන් you know අම්මගේ නම tattoo කරලා තියෙනවා
Right.
නැත්නම් if you are 35 plus and still living with your parents ඒ වගේ දේවල් still talking to your ex girlfriend
Still
ඒවා
talking to your ex is a big red flag.
ඒ වගේ නැද්ද ඒ වගේ ස්පෙસિෆික් ඒවා නැද්ද ගෑනු කට්ටිය
I think අර Yoshan කිව්වා වගේ if you are brought up as daddy still a princess and no shame to the father, good for you, good job. අර expectation එකක් තියෙනවා if my father could do this you also need to do this kind of thing. And I think even though there's no wrong about expecting your partner to be as perfect as they can for you, at the end of the day both manusik, right? So chucking that expectation from person to person and having like this standard set list saying you have to fit into my criteria otherwise there's something wrong with you, I think that's one of the biggest issues we have. And I think that also again goes back to our social media ke perfectionism pennan hinda over and over again. You just translate that into if she has this guy I also need this guy.
So look issue එකක් නේ social media content creators ලාට ඒකට කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. We are not responsible for that.
Yeah.
It's just the viewers they have to watch it with a open
Like if you watch a Tamil
Conscious.
movie, right? A Tamil movie.
Good point.
The moment the guy goes set, next thing they're dancing together.
Right.
In real life you can't do that, no?
Right.
In real life you go you're in jail.
Right.
Yeah, so you have to understand movie and reality.
or what's my experience in kata karna
Yeah, I'm talking about reality and movies. You need to separate it.
Since we came to that point, how Sri Lankan men approach women?
Oh,
I think there's
they suck.
Yeah.
how did you get married, Yoshan?
Well, I went to her and I did the peacock dance.
Which is unsure with Yoshan. Unsure. We're gonna special
Come, get back to the-
What mainly happens in Sri Lanka, which is that women have their walls very high.
right.
Ladies have their walls up, their defenses are very high. So if a guy is to approach a lady, the lady is always going to think of it like, oh, creep,
Right.
he's approaching me, But if you see in abroad, like not too far away, you can say even in India, if you are willing to be approached, you can meet people. So guys tend to be able to speak to a lady and the girl can decline in a very nice way.
Right.
So then the guy know, okay, she doesn't want, I can walk away. But then again, our guys, no kiwama, no means maybe, maybe means not sure.
Yeah.
No means no.
ඒකේ validation එකක් තියෙනවා because I feel that a lot of Sri Lankan girls go through this trauma where like මේ දවස්වල and it's not to say that every tuk-tuk driver is a bad driver, but the story you hear is the time a tuk-tuk driver did something wrong. And a story එක අපි නිතරම perpetuate කරනවා නම් like the only story you hear is about the tuk-tuk driver doing this and this and this, not he was nice enough to take your bag and he took you from point A to point B 50,000 times before that. It's not that story, it's a one isolated story. And every time you hear that story there's a fear that's developed in you, and in නිතරම ඒ fear එකට you fuel the fire. So it's understandable that girls come into relationships with very high walls.
Yeah.
And there's still that catcalling culture and all that. 100%. But then as guys, we are also clueless as to how we should approach.
Yes.
So right now, I think a lot of guys are trying, but they don't know what to do. And so what they do is they either ask a friend who's an idiot, or they ask an elder brother who's an idiot. And with ඒ දවසට ඕකමයි කරලා තිබ්බේ. But then what I don't understand now is you hear Hari, Archie CI Kale, Archie said no first. And then CI said okay, try and find a way. Archie said no again, CI said okay, but they somehow pursued and they got married. Where do you draw the line between that parallel and maternity and no means no kid?
That's a good point. Huh?
No, Sia was not in the same bedroom with Archie,
Sorry.
Sia was like, Allupuga Matte is like the next day. Nowadays it's like in the very intimate and yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, it's like different. The whole situation is different because there was a lot of space. Like Sia will not, when Archie says no, Sia will not come barging in like, no, I need you now,
Right.
Sia will come back, go home, reassess the situation, speak to the parents and again try again. Then she'll say no again probably. Then later Sia will do some flirting, talk something. And then, I feel that is different. Nowadays it's very physical and, when...
Nowadays because sex is at the
Yeah,
forefront
yeah.
of everything. Everything is sexualized.
Yeah,
you
it is.
can't buy a... If you go and check in any supermarket,
Yeah.
the dog food brand also has girls in it. And why? I don't understand that, right? So I think that because everything is sexualized, you seem to be very pent up with a lot of
Yes.
sexual energy. And I can very, very comfortably tell you this is both guys and girls.
Girls, yes, true.
Again, you don't know what to put in because if you watch the movies that girls seem to like, and my favorite example is 365 Days and Saw, yes, sure, Saw. But it is that hyper aggressive, macho masculine man that kidnapped a girl, right?
Okay.
And somehow now that's the best sex thing ever. 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh,
Yeah. But a lot of the movies that we
there's some sort of a syndrome as well. Like
yeah,
they
but
call-
then a lot of the movies that we push out as the most romantic movies are cheating movies too. Notebook's a cheating movie, from what I know. The Proposal is a cheating movie. So you have to come to the understanding that what we should do, nobody tells us, and therefore guys don't really know how to approach girls. Whereas all I think you should be able to do is you go and tell a girl, "Hi, my name is this. It's very nice to meet you." If at that time a girl says, "No, I have a boyfriend, I'm not interested," right, that's completely fine. And you just, like Yoshan said, walk off.
So isn't it that simple?
No, the thing is, our guys don't know how to take rejection.
But then,
So,
Good
that's
point.
a good point actually.
Bag ගන්න බෑ.
Yeah.
Bag ගන්න බෑ. Like I'm very good at taking rejection. I'm like king at rejection.
right.
But it took me a while. At first, I also couldn't take it. But after some time, you have to self-reflect. There are a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of gurus out there that you shouldn't take this rejection personally. Yeah. It can be she's not into you. She has her issues. She's not in a mind state to date.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
that is also again going back to what Amandha said about movies. In movies they try
The hero
so
never
hard,
gets
hero
nowhere.
never gives up.
Mm.
Comes in a plane, gives flowers, send flowers.
Comes on a horse.
So what we have to be is rich.
That
Then we can come on a horse. We can jump on a plane. We get 50 Shades the Grey out of her.
right.
We can 365 the crap out of her. So it's all about being rich.
Money. Great. God. Thanks, Yoshan.
That's the end of the podcast. We solved all the problems.
Bye. Okay, so the next question. Ghosting. දැන් ගොඩක් ගෑනු ළමයි තමයි මේක කම්ප්ලේන් කරන්නේ that men are ghosting. Do you get ghosted?
I get ghosted left, right, and center.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Talk about
What
it.
is ghosting?
Hallmark.
Holma.
Like,
Holmaning.
our teachers say Hallmark. Anyway.
Ghosting means no communication whatsoever. All of a sudden, like
Silent
today
treatment.
you are like, I'm your favorite person, and tomorrow, poof, you're gone for many days.
Normally girls do to boys, right?
Yeah.
From what I have
That's so that's what you think.
Right.
So most of the time that මගේ experience එකත් එක්ක මට හම්බෙන ගෑනු ළමයි කතා කරන stories මට තියෙන ඒ පැත්තේ stories නේ.
You should
So-
talk with more boys.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll come back
Do
around
this
to it.
often.
We'll come back around to it.
So how does that feel when you get ghosted by a girl?
From personal experience,
And I
I can tell you.
The tissue dina.
from personal experience, I can tell you, it really hurts because the process to get there is essentially you love bomb a person, which means you say you tell them you from their eyes to their hair to their toenails you admire the person, saying, "Wow, this is so nice, and then you build them up with all the love, and like a part of pakala you just disappear. What that does is you instill a feeling of am I not good enough for this other person, and that am I not good enough is a lot of self-reflection this person now needs to do and might bring into other relationships also, from his
Definitely.
working life to his relationships at home to his relationships in the future as well, because I was someone who had to go through this whole am I not good enough, and no matter how many compliments you get from someone, and it can be socially you are someone on top, you will never be able to accept it because that one person who meant the world to you did not give you that. So that's how I think it breaks.
It's deep.
There you go.
That's my words.
My,
Soulful.
there's
That's
one
Soulful.
word. It's called closure. ඇයි මූ මට කතා කරන්නේ නැත්තේ?
Yeah, why can't people give that closure to
Because
each other?
the main thing is that person, I think, is afraid to get real.
Like
Like,
Maybe options
I'm
හැටියට
afraid to break.
තියාගන්න.
that could be another
I'm
thing.
afraid to break her heart.
ඒකත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So either you're sentimental, options වෙන්න පුළුවන්, or nowadays අපි කතා කරන්නේ text වලින්.
I know what the reason is. I know.
Bila කරා that's all.
ලගේ වෙලා නැහැ. ඔය ghosting කියන්නේ.
Have to beep. Beep again.
Telephone bila ගෙවලා නැහැ.
Beep
No
නේද?
sponsors, man.
Ah.
No sponsors.
Scramble.
I don't
You
even
were
know what I was talking about.
So you were talking about the closure.
Close කියන එකක් nowadays on there because other options you have so many options. You either you don't have time for it. Like again, if I met you one on one and we broke up like that, hi, then you have the time and I'm there with you presently to tell me how you feel and able out we can work that out. Make a it was nice knowing you that is either one. නැත්නම් එදා ඉඳන් either you're blocked or there's just no reply. And because that's such a viable option and it's so easy to do that, right? Come into terms with the fact that now whatever you shared with this person දැන් ඉවරයි. මම දැන් කතා කරන්නේ face to face කතා කියන්නේ කොහේ හරි හම්බෙන්නත් ඕනේ. If it's a public place, good luck to you because if she starts screaming and throwing things at you, ඒක film කරලා YouTube එකේ දානවා. So ඒ ටික ඔක්කොම either you factor all that and go or just stop replying. And then she'll understand and hey, so
She'll get over it.
yes. She'll get over it, he'll get over it. So I think that is the route a lot of people take because you, like Yoshan said, you have to be very mature to deal with feelings and to communicate properly. ඒක කරන්න මොකක්ද අමාරුයි.
Boys are basically big children. Who said that?
Came up from somewhere. All right. So, have you guys heard about this toy truck syndrome? ඒක පිරිමියාට තියෙනවා කියලා කියන්නේ. It's something like පොඩි බබාලා toddlers la they take a toy, let's say a truck. They play with it and they keep it aside.
Right.
But then someone else come and start taking the toy.
That's my toy.
And he's like all of a sudden, oh my gosh, that's my toy, that's my toy. When it comes to relationships, I've seen this in
Right.
men.
Wait, in a
Toy. No.
Right.
that's
Beep.
my woman. What?
Beep.
That's my woman. Don't touch her.
මේ බීස් වැඩ හැම වෙලෙදී අර පැත්තේ.
අර
මේ පැත්තේ
පැත්තෙන්
නෙවෙයි.
මේ පැත්තෙන් නෑ. තාම නෑ.
තාම නෑ.
So, my point is, ඇයි එහෙම පිරිමි කට්ටියට ඒ කියන්නේ අපි තමු දැන් relationship එකක you are married before getting married, okay?
In your Playboy days.
In
Yoshan.
Playboy days time.
That's
So, එහෙම වෙන්න ඇයි කියලා මං අහන්නේ පිරිමියා ඒ කියන්නේ එපා කියලා අයින් කරන කියන්නේ like you know you neglect or you ghost or whatever and then you see all of a sudden that woman she's shining bright and she's with someone else and then you start wanting her back.
Is this because I was with a girl and she was boring and then I kind of broke up with her but now that she's shining from back? I
I
understand.
Why
misunderstood
men
that question
come?
so much.
Huh?
I misunderstood the question so much.
It's basically why men come back.
I have an answer, but you have to beep like the crap.
No, you can be open about it.
No, it's very dirty. Can Amandha, please?
Deliver it in a nicer way.
And then Yoshan will do it the way.
Yeah.
I think again that comes with you have either some sort of abandonment issue or because you aren't mature enough to know that people aren't really things and options කියලා you can't really categorize people option A option B okay අනිත් පැත්ත තමයි as a lady if you don't set a very strong boundary and if you break up with a guy look if you want to be friends with your ex and you're okay with that hurry but then if you keep allowing your ex to come back into your life when you are shining and that dulls you you need to talk about your own boundaries. So I know for this whole boundary thing there's three parts of it. There's submission, there's assertion and there's aggression. Submission is every time he comes back you're like okay hi welcome back round two. Aggression is you go over the top and say you take a picture of him and say this is my piece of shit ex-boyfriend he's coming back into my life da 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 da. Assertion is a velama when you're breaking up say hurry from this moment we're done. At least if you don't want to say it to him you have to be able to put that onto yourself saying from this moment we're done with this person.
That sounds more healthy, I think.
Right, because there is no net profit that you get from that relationship anymore. If you want to remain friends with the ex, sure, but it can never go back to what it was and you don't understand that this person's coming back to me for this reason And Evelave, when this guy comes back and says, hey, what you doing tonight at 2 o'clock in the morning? If you don't block him off and you accept that, then you need to sort out your abandonment issues from that side.
Self-value as well,
Yeah,
I guess.
because every time you let
Evaluate
someone,
your
yeah, because I
self-value.
think every time you let someone who walked out of your life so comfortably back in, you're treating yourself like a carpet. Why do you want to do that to yourself? So, I don't know.
Cut them off.
And then Yoshan's dirty answer. Yoshan, say.
No, that is,
Ah, no, you can say it.
that's after the podcast.
Ah.
If you want to find out, be friends with us. But they always have this thing called the grass is green on the other side. එයා පැත්තේ ගේ තනකොළ හරිම කොළ පාටයි.
I don't think that's the saying exactly, but yeah. It's a Google
That sounds
translation, but
fine.
yeah.
It's like
very-
Google Translate.
Yeah. So basically, when you see when she's with you, you only saw the faults, right? So you're like, she's nagging, she's this, she's that. But when she's with someone else, that someone else is highlighting her good, which you didn't see yourself, and they're like, shit, she is actually good. And by then it's too late, she's already there. But you can try to get her back or whatever. But I don't think if she's a sensible person, she won't come back. But then you have all these weird mental issues, so they might come back. So I think it's the grass is green on the other side issue here. And when you lose someone, then you realize, I need that back. So basically the toy truck thing, right? So this truck is dumb. I don't want to play with it anymore. And someone else finds a new way to play with it. Like, whoa, the truck does this. That's my truck. That I think that's what's happening here.
I think Yoshangi Tireke, what you tend to forget is the grass is green where you water it.
Yeah.
Deep. Amandha.
Soulful, bro.
So bro.
So that's another thing. But you can show.
පොඩ ලියලා තියාගන්න. You have to water it. නේ plant එකක් වුණත් අර මම හැම වෙලේම මගේ podcast එකේ කියන එකක් තමයි you have to water it. You have to put fertilizer in.
Yeah.
In the
Love is like-
podcast?
In this program, like previous ones.
බලන්න.
බැලුවා. ඒකනේ මම දන්නේ
He
pink
didn't
room
understand.
Pink room
Pink
black.
is the new black, guys.
Yoshan.
So what is my skin color now? Pink.
Anyway, can't someone come back if they genuinely misses you, genuinely wants you?
How do you-
කියන එකක් නැද්ද?
How do you know they genuinely miss you?
I don't know. I'm
Fill out
asking
a
you.
questionnaire.
Why do you miss me? What do you miss about me? What's my favorite color?
The thing is, even they come back, what's going to prevent them from doing the same shit all over again?
Exactly.
So it's
that's
like
the
a
point.
sequel to a really good movie, but the sequel is always really bad.
Like
It's
what's
good to
the
hear
movie?
from a
Except for
man
Terminator.
itself. I'm letting you guys talk because now the girls can understand it better since it's
Set your
coming
boundaries,
from
ladies.
a man itself.
Yeah.
Because all this time I had literally women talking about this.
Rasika will not like that.
No, with Rasika we didn't talk about these things. He's more of like the love guru.
Ah,
Yeah.
All right, so we are heading into the next segment, which is we are just going to have a little bit of fun.
okay.
We've having fun all this time.
Is it? Very soulful and very deep conversation, man. I didn't expect this from you both.
You brought on a joke only,
Hey, we are very not shallow people.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the word?
despite what you see on social media.
Let's not judge, ne? So, quick questions. Then again, mahano mama.
Okay.
Most embarrassing thing happened to you in a relationship or as a kid?
One of the things I remember, I was in a Dana Gedara.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah, it was a Dana Gedara. And there was a pretty girl. And like, you know that in the movie thing where you look at her and she looks at you? I tried to do that. Remember in a Need for Speed or something? Paul Walker and the girl, they drive side by side and they just lock eyes.
Yeah.
I tried that move and I walked into a tree. And then I fell down. And then everybody was like, oh, are you okay? And I ran back home.
Embarrassing.
So I never came back to the Bombay.
Bro, your embarrassing stories are nice and sweet.
What is your embarrassing story?
It's very
Every
filmy.
moment of my life is embarrassing.
Just share one.
All right, what do I do? All right, so I was in an airport in New Zealand and I was chilling, waiting for my flight. And this really pretty girl was sitting in front of me and she was staring like, at me. You know, like she was like, and I was like, damn, is she checking me out? And I looked around, no one was around. So, I was like puffing my chest up, doing all the things. And I noticed she had this badge on that said VIP. So I thought, like a important person, like, oh my God, I'm going to fly business class with this lady and all that. And must have been about 5-10 minutes of me puffing my arms, nothing to show, but making her think it's muscle, and like drinking my tea with the pinky, like. And then suddenly she got up. She took out a stick,
Huh?
and
Okay.
there's like a ball into the stick, and she's like, "Oh,
Oh,
VIP is visually impaired
oh
person."
my goodness.
So,
So like there's like so many people watching me doing that. Yeah, so then I had to like change flights.
yeah.
I'm not going to go in the same
Wow.
place.
That's embarrassing. Okay, the next one. If your ex was a food, what would that be?
Fish.
A
Why?
food.
I hate fish.
Oh, only for that reason? Okay.
And they're scaly
Wow, that's
and
a lot.
bony and stinky.
That's a lot.
So that's what I wanted. What about
I was about to say Kolakanda, but next to that, nothing sounds bad.
Kolakanda is
Kolakanda.
nice.
Kolakanda is okay.
Skuna? Healthy,
Not,
no?
not Kolakanda. That's something I don't like. No, actually. No, I remember this shit. What was that terrible part of the soup that we ate yesterday?
The terrible
So we went to this very Chinese restaurant,
Mm.
and
Seaweed.
no, not seaweed. I think the mix of all the spices and everything, and at the end of it, you get like the pieces of pepper and stuff left over. What is leftover soup? Where you put a tissues inside? That is leftover.
because your
Ex
exes are
was
very watery.
leftover soup.
Well, once it's done, it's only leftover remaining.
That's the one. But none of it.
Oh.
Bad soup. We'll just say bad soup. Bad soup.
Okay, all right. Your go-to car for everyday driving.
My car,
What is that?
the Hyundai Grand i10.
Yeah, man. I'm done, man.
Ah.
It's his car.
Can't come
Ekula.
Oh.
Whatever pick me comes, it picks me up.
Go-to drive.
But my car has a new feature now. Pieces just fall off
Okay.
because it's like pretty old and I cannot find spare. So like when I'm driving and then suddenly I can see in the side mirror Cadillac Vetila.
Ah,
Yeah, new cars are coming in. so you can
my
trade
car,
one.
my
Okay.
favorite car has this issue where the driver changes every once in a while.
And the car also changes.
And the car also changes. But with the driver comes in like a new personality, like a new Android update or iOS update. Either he's very friendly or he's very angry,
Very angry.
and you don't get in between. So that's a thing you have to worry about every once in a while.
That's okay. Change is good. No?
It depends on how you want to get to the place in one piece and two.
What's your favorite podcast?
This.
That's a bro. That's a bro.
Not a balance
That's a
out there.
bro.
Other than Pink Room. And
Other than
that's
Pink
a-
Room, then that's
That's
all.
a bro.
I like the Joe Rogan experience.
Joe Rogan experience.
And I think his name is Chris Willix.
So that comes to my next question. I am
Joe Rogan,
just
hi.
assuming favorite sport.
Oh.
To watch or to play?
Oh, that's a good question.
Both.
So karate. More than
Ah.
MMA was karate. Like karate tournaments back in like 1990s. Whack.
Well, to watch it's between cricket and MMA, rugby. To play it's whatever contact sport. I love.
Okay. So I actually planned out this cough saying typical, but
Yeah.
if you said football,
No.
soccer,
No.
because usually if Joe Rogan, then it comes the next one would be soccer or
Oh,
baseball.
really?
Yeah,
Do you want to do that? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Football.
Oh, for soccer.
Soccer.
typical.
There you go.
Are you happy?
I'm happy. So now this question you have to ask each other.
Okay.
How are you, man?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
No,
I'm
this,
good. We're
This is
done.
the question. Why are we friends?
Why are we friends?
I find you the funniest bug in number school.
You're a nice friend.
There you go.
That's it.
Number school was a very stressful, serious
School?
place.
That's where we met.
Yeah.
You
I
both
was
went
I
to
was
Dhamma
head
school?
boy. He was deputy head boy.
Gosh.
Welcome to Sambodhi Vihara.
So I understand the fact that I never went to a one. So
Yeah. You missed out.
I have Dhammachari.
I don't have that.
what?
I passed all my exams.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
See, between us though,
Uh-huh.
who is more believable? So if I said I had Dhammasar and he said yes, who is more believable?
I can bring my certificate.
I found Yoshan to be the most genuine. Well, one of the two, because I think we still keep in touch with Roger and Yeshika as well.
Hi, Vajira. Hi, Geshika.
He was a very soulful person to hang around with in number school, and his entire characteristic. I mean, now I understand his trauma, but back then it was the fact that he wants to make sure that everybody's laughing, has a good time. And I found in a very, very serious place, that's such a breath of fresh air. And he has repeatedly over time proved his friendship and loyalty to me.
And now you have to free. Beat
Yoshan,
that.
that level, I set the standard මෙන්න මෙතන.
ඒකනේ level.
මෙතන යන්න බෑ.
I start crying, okay? Love the bread,
Close back on.
Okay, tears usually bring a lot of.
Can you edit the tears into it?
So, why is Amandha a good friend?
Best friend.
Best friend. You're the one who keeps forgetting, not me.
Manipulating. At
Better
best.
be best friend. The podcast and now.
So the thing is, as he said, he always got my back. When I went through some stuff, I can always call him, hang out, talk about things, and basically he's always there. Like we were in Dhamma school also, he was the guy who, whenever we used to do something really stupid, he'd be like, Machan, that's not the best idea, but you have to try it. You know, kind of the
It's a broke
voice
body.
of reason in my head.
I will also tell you one instance. There was a girl I really liked in Dhamma school.
Okay.
We were talking like this.
Nali.
We were talking like
Names
this.
are revealed.
Yoshan unfortunately was standing here.
Wait, can we play the game now?
No, I'm standing here. So then I'm trying my best. All right, I know this girl is out of my league and all that stuff. I'm trying. Then Yoshan has this. Do you want to say the joke, Yoshan?
So basically, I didn't want him to, because I knew this girl is a piece of crap. So I'm telling him she's a piece of crap, but he's
You
not
already
listening.
revealed the name, so she knows.
Nali. Who's that? I didn't say anything. I
Just say the rest of the game, bro.
So then I didn't want him to ask her out. I told him it's a bad idea. There's no point of having a friendship if you cannot tell when your friend is doing something bad. Straight to your face, man, that's a terrible idea. And you as a friend should be able to accept it and be like, yeah, okay, that is a bad idea. I can't be like, Machang, wow, Machang. That's not a friendship anymore. That's just me being a yes man. So whenever Amandha does something stupid or whenever I do something stupid, we will tell each other, that's a dumbass idea, you're an idiot, you know, you should be able to take it. So I'm that kind of person. You do something stupid, if you're a close friend of mine, I'm going to say that is stupid. Straight, facts. Told him it's stupid. He didn't listen. Still he went for it. So I had to do something physical. So I had to tell
What did you
him
do?
that I went for a fishing trip once. And then I caught a fish. Can you guess how long it was? You have to ask me.
Ah, hold on.
It was this long and tadas! But below the belt.
මෙතන. හරිද?
Oh
The
my
hum passer
gosh.
head boy. The hum passer just finished. Then, so now I'm like this. This girl is laughing. Yoshan said, haha, and he also walked off. This girl also walked off. The parents are coming to me. Puta, are you okay?
You have to understand. I didn't walk up. I was hiding behind
So
a
that
tree and
is
laughing.
hard.
Dude, like 10 minutes. Mama, best friend. I'm like, 10 minutes I was down. Nobody came and helped me out. And then I had to slowly get back up like, ah.
No,
And
but
then-
sometimes you need a slap, man.
he must have back one night. No, man. This
Not
was
from
the shit.
Yoshan.
Not from Yoshan.
So with that note, we are ending this program. Thank you so much for being here, bros.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank
so
you.
That's so bro podcast එක බලන්න. ඒක හරිම interesting discussions යනවා. දැන් මේකෙන් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මොන හරි ගන්න දෙයක් තියෙනවා නම් ගන්න. I don't
ප්‍රශ්න
know.
දෙනවා යෝෂාන්ගේ අහන්න.
යෝෂාන්ගෙන් අහන්න.
ඒකට භාගයක් සෙන්සර් කරලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ සෙන්සර් කරන කැලි ඕන නම් අපිට මෙසේජ් එකක් දාන්න.
Oh, privately message කරන්න අය ටික ඒවා. So we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye!